Johnny Cash. Any particular song? Any one or just any Johnny Cash? No, let's do Boy Named Sue. You know we're opening for Ike in a couple of weeks.
You're putting me on the guest list. Don't forget that.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you told me that last time.
Oh, okay, I forgot already. That's all right. Thank you. What key is this in? Any idea? Daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to mom and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. I don't blame him because he run in here, but the meanest thing that he ever did was, before he left, he wouldn't name me Sue. Well, he must have thought that's quite a joke. Got a lot of laugh from a lot of folks. It seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red. Some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. I'd roam from town to town to hide my shame. When I had to bow to the moon and stars, and I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill the man who gave me that awful name. It was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. Then slewing on the street of mud, there at a table dealing stud was a dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue. I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die." Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Crusted the chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher, man, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh and I heard him cuss. He went for his gun and I pulled my first, and he stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough. Man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And it wouldn't be to help you along." I gave you that name and I said goodbye. You had to get tough or die. And it's the name that helped to make you strong. He said, "Now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. You ought to thank me before I die for the blood in your guts and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." What could I do? What could I do? I got all chalked up and I threw him a gun and I called him a pa and he called me a son. And I came away with a different point of view. And I think about him every now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, anything but Sue. Hey, that name. There's your Johnny Cash. Side note. I named my second child Vincent Thought it was a great idea. I learned from that song, don't name the kid too femmy of a name, right? That was what I was thinking. Well, 18 years later, and my boy is now a girl, and teaching her dad lessons every day. and we went on a road trip a few years ago, and we went through Gatlinburg, Tennessee, I think. And it rang a bell in my head, Gatlinburg in mid-July from that song, Boy Named Sue. And I said, you guys have got to hear this song. And we'd been on a Johnny Cash kick the whole trip. We stopped at Johnny Cash's boyhood home. We weren't planning these things, they just happened. And we just, whoa, there's a sign that says Johnny Cash's boyhood home is down. Of course, you're gonna, if you have time, you're gonna get off the road and go. So we did it, and then I bought Folsom Prison, the Live at Folsom Prison CD at the gift shop there, and it was a Johnny Cash trip. And then we went through Gatlinburg, and I played them Boy Named Sue, and they both went, yeah, whatever. And I said, you didn't listen to it. You didn't listen to it. This guy hates his dad because he named him Sue, because it was a girl's name. You hate me for naming you Vincent because it's not androgynous. So it's come full circle here. I learned from Johnny Cash. This is what I was thinking when I named you. I'm sorry. And so Pookie has never been bad about her name ever since then. I don't think. But I digress. It was Gatlinburg in mid-July. God, I love that song.